Yes, Mr. Peters. I understand. Give my best to May. Bye-bye.
Hello, Fiona? Is the boss in?
He's on the phone. More pictures, girls?
Yep, just what he wanted. See?
I don't get it. Here we are in New York City, and all he wants is pictures of pigeons in the park and old guys playing chess?
The editor of the Weekly Triangle gets what he asked for.
But what about bank robberies, Carson? What about car chases, mad scientists, super collider experiments, or even a runaway train?
I think your expectations are a little greater than what this job offers.
There was that series about graffiti last month.
That was fun. And don't forget the zoo's new electrical eel exhibit.
Would have made a better story if someone fell in.
I'll be sure to bring my bathing suit next time.
I just want something full of action and intrigue.
Fiona!
Yes, LJ?
Tell those photographers there's a change of story. Something a little more exciting than pigeons in the park.
Yes!
I'll tell them, sir. What's the new story?
My son is getting married and I need pictures.
So much more exciting.
What was that?
Wedding pictures. Got it. Bye.
Am I not supposed to get what I want?
Let's go get our cameras, Bailey.
Fine. Maybe we can get some pizza on the way.
Have fun. I don't recognize that caller ID. Wild Mountain. Hello?
More tea, Fiona?
Oh, no, thank you, Lionel. It's somewhat unusual, isn't it?
The fact you don't want any more tea?
Oh, no. The fact there aren't any kids here yet. Usually we have at least one kid here by now.
They should be here soon. I found that if I play a program on the radio...
Last time, Carson, I don't want to be interviewed right now.
Impressive.
Thanks. Hi, Bailey. Carson, what's going on today?
I've great news. Guess what I am?
Annoying?
Shh, Bailey, I'll give you a hint. It's something at school.
Captain of the soccer team?
Crossing guard.
Nope. You're looking at the newest member of the Weekly Triangle's reporting team.
Ooh, congratulations, Carson.
The Weekly Triangle?
That's the school newspaper, isn't it?
Yeah. See? It's got 3 focuses. Sports, weather, and student news.
Ah, that's clever. Are you in the sports section?
Nah, you're not allowed to write for the sports section if you're on a team. The editor says it messes with the objectivity, so I guess that makes sense.
You don't even know what that means.
Maybe not, but that's why I'm in the student news section. Now I just need some student news to report on.
Oh? You haven't been assigned a story yet?
Well, I have, but it's for an event that hasn't happened yet. I'm supposed to get the scoop on how kids in the school feel about it, and some people aren't cooperating with me.
I'm sorry, but I don't want to be in a newspaper. My parents already joke about how it's going to happen sooner or later.
Well, how about listening to the radio instead, Bailey?
Now that I can do.
Whatever are you looking for, Lionel?
All this talk about school newspapers got me thinking, and here we go.
What is it, Mr. Jacobs?
It's a piece of ancient history, Bailey.
Looks like a big old envelope to me. What's inside?
Something you might find quite interesting, Carson. Take a look.
Papers? Oh wait, these are news stories. Written by L. Jacobs. Wait, you were a reporter too?
You might say that. Actually, these were for a class I took in college for script writing.
College, huh? Did your teachers take points off for using that weird font?
Weird font?
Yeah, Miss Fiona. Look at the shapes of the letters.
Oh no, Bailey. These were typed out on a typewriter.
Whoa. You weren't kidding about these being ancient.
So, I know it's been a long time, Mr. Jacobs, but do you have any tips for writing for a newspaper?
Well, I can recall a few things, but they mostly deal with the ethics of writing for the newspaper.
Ethics? Does that have to do with where you're from or something?
No, Carson. Ethics is the way people tell what's right or what's wrong.
That's right. And newspapers have to be very careful to use good ethics so that the stories they write don't hurt anyone.
Hurt people? I don't get it. It's the newspaper, not karate class.
That's true, Bailey. But as we all know, words can be very harmful to us all. One shared secret or untrue phrase can ruin lives.
That's a little extreme.
Might seem that way, Carson, but like it says in Proverbs 12:18, your words can be very harmful. Whether you're a big newspaper, someone on the internet, or just a kid.
That's right. The Bible has lots of verses that say that. Apparently, even in ancient times, rumors and gossip were making a mess of things.
Do you have a script about that?
I don't think so. But there's a Bible story that comes to mind. I'll see if I can find it. All right, I found the story.
What's it called?
Well, the title in my Bible calls it Naboth's Vineyard. It's from the book of 1 Kings, chapter 21.
1 Kings. That would put it after King David's time.
Exactly, Fiona. This story takes place during the rule of a king named Ahab.
Ahab, huh? I don't think I know much about him.
He wasn't exactly the best guy to know much about, Carson. He and his queen Jezebel were terrible people who did all kinds of awful things.
And I'm guessing this story is about one of those awful things?
That's a pretty safe guess, Bailey.
So what happened?
Like most kings, Ahab had a palace. And next to the palace, there was a vineyard where his neighbor Naboth grew grapes.
Okay, now I see where the title of this story comes from.
Very clever, Carson. At the time of the story, King Ahab decided that he needed a place to plant vegetables for his palace, and seeing the lush vineyard next door, he thought that this was the answer to his problem. But when he asked Naboth to sell it to him, Naboth said that the vineyard was very important to his family and that selling it would be wrong.
And I'm sure that went over really well with King Ahab.
He wasn't happy about it, I'm sure.
No, he wasn't. And so he went back to his palace and pouted.
Pouted? You mean like little kids do when they don't get their way?
Exactly. It wasn't long before his queen noticed his babyish mood and asked him what was going on. After Jezebel learned what had happened, she told the king not to worry, and then she started a rumor about Naboth.
A rumor?
That's right. She told people to lie about Naboth, saying that he had done terrible things, cursing the king and even God.
What happened?
Everyone who heard this story got really mad at Naboth, and even though he said that he hadn't done anything wrong, they put him to death.
Death? They killed him?
That's right. With Naboth out of the picture, King Ahab was free to buy the vineyard, and no one could say anything about it.
Until someone did.
What do you mean, Miss Fiona?
I think you can look that up yourself. But as you can see, when a story gets spread around, it can have terrible consequences. Jezebel knew this and used the power of rumors to destroy Naboth.
What a jerk.
Yeah, I get what you were saying now, Mr. Jacobs. I'll have to be careful to only write about things that are true for the school newspaper.
Sounds like a good place to start.
Well, now that we've learned the lesson for today, can I listen to the radio some more?
That sounds like a good idea, Bailey. Looking thoughtful there, Fiona. Anything on your mind?
Yes, actually, Lionel. It's about what we've been talking about.
Wait, you have a question for Mr. Jacobs?
Not a question as such, Carson. I was just thinking about rumors. Earlier, we were talking about how rumors are powerful ways for lies to do a lot of damage. But rumors aren't always about spreading things that aren't true. Sometimes truth can hurt people just as much.
Hold on. Truth can hurt people? I thought that telling the truth was a good thing. I think you need to check your facts with Mr. Jacobs, Miss Fiona. He's got a little more experience with this kind of thing.
I seriously doubt that, Bailey. Fiona knows what she's talking about, and she's absolutely right. Some things that are true aren't always supposed to be shared.
You mean like what I'm getting someone for their birthday?
That's one instance, Carson. But sometimes people have problems, sicknesses, or worries that are very private. Maybe they are embarrassed of these things, or maybe if too many people found out about these things, they would make fun of them.
So basically, you're talking about keeping secrets.
So if something is a secret, I shouldn't tell everyone about it?
I'm pretty sure that's what makes a secret, Carson.
Thanks for clearing that up, Bailey.
Of course, just because something is a secret doesn't always mean that it should stay that way. Sometimes people do things that are very wrong and tell others to keep it a secret.
Ah, yes, that is a very important point.
And this is where Bailey gets really confused. We're supposed to keep secrets, except when we're not supposed to? Please tell me there's a Bible verse to clear this all up?
Yeah, if I knew that joining the school newspaper was going to be this complicated, I would have run for class president instead.
Yes, a Bible verse would be the best way to clear this up. What do you think, Fiona? Proverbs 11:13 or 20:19?
Those are good ones, but Ephesians 4:29 is what I think does the best summarizing.
True.
And that says...
In that verse, God tells us that whatever we say needs to make things better, depending on the situation. We need to use our words to bring help to people who are being mistreated, to comfort those who are scared or hurt, or even to call out people who are hurting others.
But how do we do that?
God tells us that in verse 15. There he says that we need to say what is true, but out of love, not using the truth to hurt others, but to help them.
Okay, that does make it easier to understand. I think I can do that.
I don't know. I'm not always good at saying stuff that helps people. Mostly it just comes across as sarcastic.
We'll all work on it together.
But in the meantime, I'm gonna look up what happened after the Bible story we heard about earlier. Where did you say that story was, Mr. Jacobs?
1 Kings chapter 21.
Well, I'd better get going. Thanks for your advice, Mr. Jacobs. You too, Miss Fiona.
Glad to be of service.
Anytime. Have a nice weekend.
Bye.
Are you done listening to the radio then, Bailey?
I am. Could I borrow a Bible?
Sure. Let me go get you one.
I'll turn off the radio then.